Hey, how's it going? It's Tim Brown
And Avanti.
from Hook Agency, and we're talking about the most important question in marketing, which is,
Who is it for?
who is it for? So who is this video for? It's for marketing directors, it's for small business owners who are looking to make sure that their marketing is effective. And we know from experience that you can have totally different audiences depending on the types of thing you're creating. But if you don't know who you're marketing to, then you could be talking down to them. You could be pretending they're more sophisticated than they are. I think a lot of marketing agencies accidentally do that sometimes because they think everyone knows everything about what they're doing, and they don't always, especially if you're talking to small businesses. But it is a super important topic. Why?
It's important because it really dictates how you do everything moving forward. So even from the copy on the homepage to the types of blog posts that you write, to the targeting and the messaging behind those, as well as even like the strategy on social media. And like Tim was saying, there is sometimes a different audience depending on the platform, but I think figuring out who your customer is and what they're looking for when they come to your website is one of the most important things that you can do, because like Tim said, if you are assuming that people already know what you do and how you can help them, and they can't figure it out on your website, you're actually doing them a disservice, and they're wasting a lot of time just figuring out what you can even offer them. Especially this happens when you make your website really company focused and about you. People have to spend a lot more time figuring out how you can create the solutions to benefit them.
Yeah, and I think that there's a extremely common problem with people's marketing that becomes very self-focused. And you know, you're answering that question with who is it for, with it's for our leadership.
Yeah.
It's for our internal politics. It's for ourselves to make sure that we know what we are. And if that's what you're using marketing for, which I'd say most people's websites look like they're answering the question of what do we do for ourselves so that we know and have good language around it, versus, hey, what problems are you solving, and that type of thing. But if you have a very clear picture of who it's for, and that's why we spend a lot of time when we first start working with companies around these ideal customers, existing ideal customers, because if we can tap into their brains and their emotional triggers and what actually is going to get them to take action, then we're going to be able to duplicate that result and those successes with future ideal customers.
Exactly. And I think people get confused because there is a time and a place to talk about your company and your culture, maybe on your team page or your about page, to attract employees and future team members. But making sure that people, when they land on your site from the very beginning, they have a clear path of how you can help, and you're the guide that's just going to help them solve their problem.
So if you answer this question, who it's for, everything else will fall into place. And if you've been answering it wrong and you've been trying to impress your competitors or trying to talk to people in too sophisticated a manner or maybe too basic, then making big shifts in your marketing based on this question, who is it for, is gonna be insanely powerful. And I think about this every time I go up to speak. So I'm always asking questions out in the audience, if you ever see me talking to a group of people, because I want to know who I'm talking to. I'm trying to get into their heads a little bit. I'm trying to figure out what kind of problems they have. Who is it for? Ask it over and over and over again, and it's going to make your marketing better. All right, guys, have a good one.
Bye.